Let's bring in Mr. Gavaskar and Kumar into the show now. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. Great to have you both together on NDTV. Mr. Gavaskar, if I can quickly begin with you, sir. Before we get into the nitty-gritties and the hardcore discussion, as it were, what is the toughest question that anyone has ever put to you ahead of an India match, sir?
Well, the toughest question is, kya hoga? That is, everybody wants to know kya hoga, matlab what is going to happen, as if I am some sort of a jyotishi or some sort of a forecaster. Nobody can predict in a game of cricket, and particularly in a T20 format. It's virtually impossible to tell what's going to happen. All I hope as a lover of the game is that it is a game that finishes in the 40th over, so that you've had the full 40 overs, and when that happens, generally it's a very close and exciting game.
You want the match to go down to the wire, but well, now I know what question not to ask you, sir. So I'll try and frame it a little bit differently. Who will be the hungrier of the two teams, do you think, Mr. Gavaskar, going into this match? India, who found their footing after the loss to New Zealand, or Bangladesh, who've lost 2 matches on the trot? India for sure. No question that they'll be hungrier, because they know that this is the match, this is the opportunity to make up for the net run rate. It could all boil down to the net run rate on Sunday when India play against Australia. So I think they know that this is the match where they can actually improve on their net run rate. And if that is the case, then of course, as an Indian, I would not like the match to finish in the 40th over, but I'd like the match to finish in the 13th or the 14th over. Right, of course, remember the net run rate factor is going to be a very big factor. We'll talk about that also in much more detail in just a bit with both our experts. Let's go over to Kumar now. Kumar, India being tagged as the favourites to win this particular clash against Bangladesh. Do you agree?
Well, India will definitely go in as favourites. Bangladesh is not an easy side to really beat in big tournaments. They've really proved in the past, as well as in this tournament when they played against the Australians, that you can never count them out. But having said that, India is a lot stronger. They've got a better balance, and the quality of players that they have, that they should be able to go out there and beat Bangladesh.
Right, Kumar, second question to you now, and that is, of course, getting into that net run rate discussion. What India really needs right now is not just a big win, but a huge win really to lift their net run rate, because they are 4th on the points table as far as NRR is concerned. But after the way Bangladesh pushed Australia in their match, do you think India will be able to do that easily, pull off a big win?
Well, I think what's going to be tough for India when they face Bangladesh is this net run rate factor. If they go out thinking only about their net run rate and forget to do their basics right and lay a foundation for that victory by either bowling or batting well and fielding well, it's going to get tough. In T20 cricket, you never know. India chased 340 against Sri Lanka when I was playing in that game in Hobart, when they had to stay alive in a tournament, and they did that quite easily. So they know how to step up and perform in that pressure situation, but I don't think it's going to be easy. That run rate factor is going to make this match a lot more exciting as well.
Right, same question, if I can take that to Mr. Gavaskar now. Mr. Gavaskar, the Bengaluru pitch traditionally helps batsmen. We have 2 openers who will be hungry to step up to the plate after not doing very well against Pakistan in Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma. Do you see India pulling off a big win and boosting that all-important net run rate?
Well, they will be definitely attempted to do so. But like Kumar said, they mustn't forget the basics. At the end of the day, the win has got to be the most important thing that they must be thinking about. If they start thinking too far ahead of themselves, like this is the net run rate that we've got to maintain, then I think they could get into trouble. And once sometimes you get into trouble, it's very difficult to recover in this format of the game. So I think their first priority has to be in a situation where they can win. And if then they are very, very confident that they're going to be able to go for a win, then look to improve their net run rate.
All right, now we, of course, have been talking about the Bengaluru pitch, which has traditionally been good for batting and his favoured batsman. Let's go over to Kumar now and put this question to him. Kumar, going by the statistics, the highest T20 international first innings score that's been scored at the Chinnaswamy Stadium is 156 for 5, which incidentally was scored in this tournament when Bangladesh played against Australia. Are you expecting a bigger score than that, especially if India bat first in this game?
Well, I think the totals at Chinnaswamy will probably depend on the pitch that the teams are faced with. It can be a pitch that, you know, batsmen go out there and enjoy themselves, or it could be a pitch where, depending on the wear and tear and the dryness of it, could aid the spin bowlers. So we have to wait and see what kind of total will be put up. But India will hope, if they bat for it, it's going to be high enough to ensure that they limit the Bangladeshis to something that will actually enhance India's net run rate. Or if they actually bowl first, which I think they will if they win the toss, to hold Bangladesh down to a total where they can chase in about 14 to 15 overs. But you never know with T20 cricket, anything is possible. But Bangladesh, looking at this net run rate factor, might be giving themselves more of a chance than they did going into this game, knowing that the pressure is all on India.
Right. Of course, we heard the Bangladesh vice captain Shakib Al Hasan yesterday say that one of their biggest goals would be to try and score as many runs as they possibly can in those 6 overs where they haven't really capitalized on the power play overs. To Mr. Gavaskar next. Mr. Gavaskar, whenever India take on Bangladesh, there are certain alarm bells that start ringing as far as the Indian cricket fan is concerned. And I guess that started happening after the 2007 World Cup in the ODI format. Now, do you think that this could perhaps be a potential banana skin? Perhaps every match is in the T20 format, but do you think the Indian players will have that at the back of their mind? They have already said they're not going to take Bangladesh lightly, but they will be wary of the men in green.
You use the right word. It's a potential banana skin, because with other teams, because of the fact that they have probably players who play in the T20 formats all over the world, be it a Pakistani player, an Australian player, or a New Zealand player, there tends to be a little more wariness about those teams, that they might be able to produce something. But with Bangladesh, that same kind of thing is not there. And therefore, you can take the team a little bit lightly. And there, you know, you can slip on the banana skin and fall. Therefore, my advice, my sincere and honest advice to the Indian team is, do not fall into that trap. Do not take this team lightly, because they will be encouraged by the way they came back against the Australians, particularly towards the end when they pushed the Australians to the brink. So I think they'll certainly be encouraged by that. So don't take this team lightly.
Right. Those are actually the sentiments that were echoed by Ashish Nehra as well, Mr. Gavaskar, yesterday in the press conference that he held, where he said that no one in the dressing room right now is going to take Bangladesh lightly ahead of this big match. Same question to you, Kumar. You heard what Mr. Gavaskar said. Slight possibility of this being a potential banana skin as far as Team India is concerned?
Well, I think any match in this T20 format can be a banana skin or a banana peel where you can slip and mess up. But the circumstances are such that, you know, Bangladesh is really hungry for a win. India needs to win to stay alive and win well. So yes, I think the circumstances mean that both teams might try for a bit too much, might try to do a little bit more than is necessary, and that can really at times put a team in danger. But we'll have to wait and see. But you know, when it comes to pressure and playing in these situations and dealing with situations, India has experience. They have a settled side. They've been in this situation before. Right. So they'll probably handle it, they should handle it better than Bangladesh would.
Right, let's talk about specific players now, Mr. Gavaskar. We know that Taskin Ahmed is going to be out because of the suspected illegal bowling action of his. How much is that going to hurt Bangladesh, keeping in mind that Mustafizur Rahman is now, thankfully for them, back from injury?
Well, it certainly will, because he's one of their experienced bowlers, somebody who's had success in this format. But Mustafizur coming back, and I must confess that against Australia was the first time I actually saw him live, and he was very impressive. To be able to bowl the slower delivery without any change in his delivery, in his run-up or in his delivery action is something really special. And the way he got Mitch Marsh out, making him play a little too soon, means that India will have to watch out for him. He's got 4 overs. Mashraf Murtaza has to step up as a captain, because he was very disappointing against Australia. Bowled just the 1 over, didn't come into bat, didn't go for the catch. So I think Mashraf Murtaza has to show that he's worth the captaincy of the country, where he takes responsibility and not just waits for things to happen. So yes, I think Taksin, he's actually been emotional about Taksin not being available. Now that's not something that you want to do in public. You know that the fact that he was not available, that he was banned, he was in tears at a press conference. You don't want to be that as a captain. captain, you've got to be able to hold on to your nerves. Maybe go back in the privacy of the dressing room, and that's a different story. But yes, I think certainly he, as the captain, has been affected by Thaksin's absence. And maybe when the captain gets affected, the rest of the team also does.
Right, Mustafa Murtaza, of course, has to step up to the plate, both as captain and player in this particular match. Big compliment coming from Mr. Gavaskar, saying that Mustafizur Rahman, he was very impressed with the way that he bowled when he saw him live for the first time. On to Sanga now. Kumar, what according to you will be the key battle in this match? Perhaps Virat versus Mustafizur?
The key battle in this match is going to be, you'll have individual battles between, Virat Kohli and Mustafizur, or, Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan as openers, coming to terms with the Bangladeshi attack and trying to get a good start. The real battle will be for India to play as well as they know they can, to ensure they do the basics right, to ensure that they keep this net run rate in mind, but overall play a complete game of cricket that enables them to stay on top and stay alive in the tournament. That's the real key, India against themselves.
Mr. Gavaskar, we've seen in the past, especially in the shorter formats, how India is a confidence team. They take a lot of confidence out of wins and take that into their next match. There was a brief stutter, of course, against New Zealand, but if they win today and win comprehensively, do you think they will reclaim that tag of tournament favourites?
Well, I think the way New Zealand have been playing in the matches that they've played so far, they at the moment, because they won all 3 matches, they in my view are the title favourites, because they've just about got every base covered. They've got a terrific batting lineup. They've got the all-rounders. They've got the bowlers. So I think yes, even I at the start of the tournament didn't think that they had that to get to the semi-finals. Now I actually make them the title favourites with the way they are playing.
All right, so New Zealand looking like title favourites according to Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. Sir, thanks so much for joining us. Unfortunately, completely run out of time. Lots more to chat with you, of course, after this big game, India versus Bangladesh at 11:30 p.m. tonight.